Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 17th. This is going to be part one. There will be a part two linked up in the comments down below. It'll be the pinned comment at the top. But we're going to just jump right in here, Virgo, and see what is going on for you at this time. So let's see. You have this Raven Spirit kicking it off, and this card says news. So there could be some news coming in for you, or there could be like a message coming in for you. I'm pretty sure that in your quarter one readings, there were like several messages about either news or receiving news in those readings for you. And so it doesn't really surprise me that we would have a message like this about like news or receiving news in your life, because again, this seems like a continued theme for you, or it has been for a little bit of time. You have the Eight of Swords, the Hangman, and the Hierophant in this row. A little bit of a stuck vibe going on. Like I said, it's been kind of a weird week, actually. Like all the signs that I've done so far, you know, I described it as like a gloomy energy. I don't know. I wouldn't actually call it gloomy for you. It looks good. You have much better cards than everybody else has had so far. So it's much more positive, but you have the Eight of Swords and the Hangman. Definitely stuck energy going on here. Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction or needing to change your beliefs is what I feel for you. You know, the Eight of Swords, she has put herself in this mental prison, basically. She could easily set herself free. On the Hangman, it's like he has purposely sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs so that he can gain enlightenment, or so that he can gain wisdom. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge. So he's doing this so that he can learn something, right? So I don't necessarily feel that it's a bad thing. I think it's just the Eight of Swords is more saying like, okay, like time to get moving here. You have the Eight of Swords to the Emperor. The Emperor is like movement, needing to move, needing to get moving. Like, you know, it's like, okay, let's get the show on the road. And that's definitely the energy that I get here for you, Virgo, with these cards. And again, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent marriage, but it can also represent your beliefs. It is a card of like your morals and your traditional beliefs. But for a lot of you, I just feel, I'm just getting the word beliefs here. I feel like some of you, it's like maybe your beliefs are the things that are holding you back with that Eight of Swords. And so I feel you need to change your beliefs. I would say it's mostly about yourself because of this right here. The bottom row, Five of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles. I feel like these could be beliefs that you have about yourself, or certain feelings that you have about yourself that could need to maybe change. And going, like, because, you know, here's the thing, is going this way, the Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy, and the Empress is a much better energy, or a much better light to see yourself in here, Virgo. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I'm just referring to the Empress energy as the empowered energy, you know, and I feel the Empress is a good way to see yourself. So it's like you're kind of like working in that direction. I feel like this over here is a little bit of stinking thinking, or whatever you want to call it. Next, in the middle here, you have this Venus card. This card says beloved. So I feel for a lot of you that love could be important for you, or there could be definitely love coming in for you if you are looking for love. You have the love card over here. You also have this bouquet card as well, compliments from an admirer. So clearly there could be an admirer around you, or someone who's interested in you. Love could be important at this time. I always like to remind people that, you know, Venus could be things that you love as well. It could be like material items, experiences that you love, pretty much anything. So a lot of you could be spending time putting energy into those things. You have the Emperor, the Chariot, and the Five of Pentacles in this row. Again, Five of Pentacles, only thing that's going to hold you back. Five of Pentacles is calling attention to your weaknesses. So like I said, I feel like you need to be very careful with the words that you're using with yourself, the things that you're saying about yourself with this Five of Pentacles. He has this bell around his neck, and the bell around his neck represents calling attention to his weaknesses. Again, he represents like a leper, and back in the day when we had lepers, they had to wear bells around their necks so people would know when they're coming down the street. So the card itself, again, says do not call attention to your weaknesses. I feel like you need to be like this right here, the Chariot. The Chariot is about asserting your will. He is using his willpower to become successful. He is using his willpower to accomplish a goal, or to move towards something. Same thing with the Emperor as well. Emperor can be a little bit of a controlling energy, but it's not necessarily in a bad way. He has these rams on his throne here. The rams represent action or taking action, charging forward. He also has his armor on, and the armor represents him being ready to go at like any moment. He is ready to blast off. He is ready to find success or to be successful. So it's kind of like there's a lot of action in this middle row, much more than everybody else has had. Again, a little bit of a like stuck week. It's like imagine being like I think I said to Pisces or somebody that it's like imagine being stuck in like ice, but it's not like more like slush. Is how I felt it. It's like freezing cold energy and not being able to move. It's almost like you're in this like slushy energy. That's how I feel for everybody else. For you, there's much more movement, I would say. And there's much more action kind of available to you. So I don't know what's going on. Like I said, energy's weird, obviously, this week. But for you, it's much, much more, kind of like moving more on the positive side of things. I feel for some of you, again, I always get this feeling for you, Virgo, that you could be leaving something that you have always known. Because on the Chariot, he's leaving this city that is behind him on this card. And it kind of represents the fact that he's leaving what he has always known. He is leaving where he has always been. And that's like another collective message that everybody has been getting this week. It seems to be one of those weeks where, the energy, the universe is encouraging us to try new things. At the end here, you have the bouquet card. It says compliments from an admirer. And you also have this love card as well. So there obviously, you could have an admirer or someone who is trying to get your attention with this energy. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is where you're at. I feel like you're kind of in this Nine of Pentacles energy. A lot of readers read her as being single or being the card of independence, which she is independent, but she's truly independent. That does not mean that she does not have love or does not allow love into her life. She has 6 pentacles over here and 3 pentacles over here. It's like these 3 pentacles, that's what she is willing to give to a new situation. So again, the card does not say you have to be alone. I think that there is toxic independence nowadays where there are people who just talk about how independent they are, yet they're like probably like drinking a box of wine every single night and crying into a pillow. It's like there is such a thing as toxic independence. It's like we are better together as human beings, trust me. So it's like I don't know where this whole like independent thing is coming from, but it's on both sides, men and women, so I'm not choosing a side here. But what I would say is that, I don't know, hopefully it stops at some point. Because, again, I think that, society is like circling a drain right now if we're not too careful, right? So what I'd say here is that she's independent, but she knows how to give her energy. It's like she's independent because she understands how much she can give to a situation. She's also understands that she needs to receive from a situation as well. Not only that, she has this like falcon on her hand and another symbol of like a message or news coming in for you. If I'm being honest with you, Virgo, I'm not picking up anything about this news that is coming in. It shows up in the card. So obviously there's probably going to be some important news coming in for you. You could be receiving communication from a person. If I'm being honest with you, I could not give you one bit of information about it. So there you go. Again, just because we read cards doesn't mean we know everything, right? And so I don't know. I would just keep your ears open is what I would say. But there are multiple signs here that you could be receiving news. It could be from a friend as well with the Three of Cups. I kind of get the sense that for some of you, this could be where the love is coming from for you. You could be receiving love from a person who is part of a friend group or is part of your community group, whatever you want to call it. I feel like it'll lead to a celebration. 3 Cups is a lot of happiness. Your kind of answer here is the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles says you invest a little bit and wait for the other person to invest back. Again, every single reading I've been doing for the past like few weeks has been all about this. Like you put a little bit of energy in, you see what you get back, then you move forward. So as long as you're kind of playing that tennis match of you put energy in, wait for energy to come back to you, and you're kind of doing it in balance, I feel like things will be fine. So if you're wanting love, this just says don't overgive. Don't even, I would say the opposite as well. It's like sometimes we can get into a situation with a person who's giving too much to us, right? That feels weird too. So, maybe if you're with a person who's like that and you like them, you can open your mouth and say like, hey, chill out. Stop giving me so much, right? Or let's slow it down a little bit. Let's not rush. And, that's what I would say here with the Six of Pentacles. But I would make sure you're doing things in balance with this energy, with the Six of Pentacles energy. You know what? Let's ask. Can we get any information like on this news or any messages that could be coming in for you here, Virgo? Let's see. You have them? No. I mean, there really is no reason to go further. The Moon card is a hard no because the Moon card is no details, right? The Moon card is a mystery. It is a card of, that can represent fears and imagination. I don't really feel that for you. I feel like it's just kind of like, no, we can't know, but let's keep going here, Virgo. Yeah, you have the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer shores, moving forward. Still not an answer. Six of Swords is a rite of passage. And Six of Swords can represent going through a rite of passage. You actually have two cards of a rite of passage here. You also have the Hierophant as well. So it's like sometimes we're on our path, we're moving forward, and the Six of Swords can represent going through something to like graduate to get to the next level, right? Like a rite of passage. And you have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, I would still say no. We're not going to get any information about this news that's coming in for you. Obviously, either I'm not meant to know or you're not meant to know what this news is going to be about, but like I said, that's fine. I would just keep your ears open about any information that comes in or any important news that comes your way. What I would also say about that Moon card is it could say that there's important news coming in for you. The Moon kind of is about exploring something. It's like you get a piece of information, something enters your awareness, right? Kind of like the High Priestess. The High Priestess is really the card of something entering into your awareness, becoming aware of something. The Moon is very similar, and both cards represent Pisces, by the way, but the Moon can say like, hey, you're getting some information, there's some news coming in for you, sit with it, see where it goes, go down the path, go on the journey, and it could be anything. It's like maybe a friend is like, hey, we have a job opening for you over here where I'm working. Maybe you're not like really super interested in what they're doing, but you never know, it could become something that you become interested in. The Moon is kind of like says sometimes that a mystery becomes something much more to us, I'm pretty sure I titled one of your recent readings Mystery, right? Didn't I? So there's some sort of mystery going on in your life at this time, Virgo, clearly, because again, I'm pretty sure one of your recent readings, there was some sort of mystery that came up there. But there really is no good answer with the Moon. Again, the Moon has a path straight down the middle. The answer is we just have to walk down the path. Same thing with love. It's like maybe you meet a person who's like mysterious. I would say that if you're meeting a person, I feel like it's someone who's very busy, Emperor, Chariot, but maybe they're legitimately busy and you haven't experienced that before. I think there's like a game going around with people. There's a lot of games that I think people play nowadays, which is ridiculous. But I think there is a game going around where people like act like they're busy just so that they don't overgive. Really, it's probably like a protection mechanism or something. And so I think when we meet someone who is actually legitimately busy, who is actually a busy person, who actually has things going on in their life and doesn't make you the center of their universe, you might think they're like the other person. So I feel like that's why the Moon is like saying if you're meeting a person, if you're experiencing something new, sit with it, see where it goes. Obviously don't overinvest. Six of Pentacles, give it enough and see if you're getting energy back, and then keep moving forward. Again, you might just be meeting a person who's got a lot going on, which is exciting. I think the problem is people, get into these relationships where the person that they're with is always available. It kind of gets boring pretty fast, right? So, yeah, interesting reading. This is part 1. We're going to do part 2 right now, so that'll be linked up down below. Definitely check out part 2. But thank you for being here, Virgo, and definitely enjoy your week.